Imagine discovering a mineral so weird it almost matches the formula of Superman's kryptonite. No green glow though, no superpowers, just something real and possibly world-changing. Today, we talk about Yadarit, a mineral from Serbia that looks ordinary but might carry serious risks for the environment. What is Yadarit? Yadarit is a white, dull mineral officially recognized in 2006. Its chemical name, sodium lithium boron silicate hydroxide. This is the formula. It was first found in the Jadar Valley, western Serbia, by Rio Tinto geologists in 2004. Well, it was first found there, but it hasn't been found anywhere else in the world, or Serbia for that matter, so it's pretty unique. Fun fact, its formula is almost the same as the fictional kryptonite shown in Superman Returns, minus the fluorine and minus the glow, of course. And it's also white, not green. Its properties, it looks plain white, hardness 4 to 5 on the Mohs scale, density around 2.45 grams per cubic centimeter. Under UV light, it fluoresces weak pink-orange. Structurally, it's a nesosilicate monoclinic crystal system. Why everyone's paying attention? The big deal, lithium and boron. Lithium is key for rechargeable batteries. Boron has uses in glass, ceramics, even nuclear applications. The Jadar deposit is considered one of the world's large lithium reserves. Some approximation that I saw is that around 10%, potentially 10% of world lithium reserves is under the Jadar Valley. Researchers are working on efficient methods to extract these elements. Now, they have been doing research for 10 years here in Serbia, in Jadar. I'm talking about Rio Tinto, of course, and they've been planning to exploit the mineral, but there have been a lot of protests in Serbia, so all this is on pause. I just want to tell you that before we move on. So everything has stopped. Everything they have been doing is on pause, or probably stopped forever, because there will be catastrophic consequences for the environment. So people from that area and other people throughout the country have been protesting against Rio Tinto mining there. Why it's rare? Yadarit forms under very unusual conditions. Lithium-rich volcanic glass, terminal lakes with no outflow, and precise chemical balances as clays transform. That's why so far it's only been found in Serbia. Very cool. The environmental concerns. Mining Yadarit isn't like scooping salt from a lake. The mineral is locked inside rock, and separating lithium and boron requires chemical processing. This produces large amounts of waste rock, acidic solutions, and the risk of leakage into rivers and groundwater. The Jadar Valley is a sensitive ecosystem, fertile farmland, so many people depend on it. Their food depends on it. Fresh water sources and diverse wildlife, as well as many farm animals that are dependent on that land and on that water. Local residents have been protesting since 2021-2022, warning that their water, soil, and air are at risk. Tens of thousands signed petitions and marched, ultimately leading the government to revoke Rio Tinto's exploration licenses. So that happened, right? But as we know, our government is very mischievous and misleading and uncandid. So they just wanted to pause it for a while and wait for people to forget about it, and then they would continue it. But people actually kept fighting. I'm really glad that nobody forgot about it. As farmer Zlatko Kokanovic put it, there are some things money cannot buy. He and other locals fear that mining could destroy livelihoods dependent on farming and clean water. Experts weigh in too. Professors Chedomir Belic and Nikola Lilic from the Faculty of Mining and Geology said that while high environmental protection standards might make the project safe in theory, the technological processing phases are still poorly covered, leaving serious risks unaddressed. A Nature scientific report highlights that roughly 533 hectares of land could be directly destroyed in the initial mining phase, including forests and arable land, while groundwater pumping might affect up to 850 hectares, risking soil subsidence and habitat loss for over 145 protected species. Catastrophic. Civil society groups and NGOs also caution that environmental assessments may lack transparency and enforcement of regulations is uncertain. Water contamination, chemical runoff, and the depletion of aquifers are among the top concerns. In short, extracting lithium from Yadarit could contribute to global clean energy, but locally it threatens ecosystems, water security, and the way of life for people who live there. You know, there's a rap group from Belgrade, Belgrade Syndicate. They've made some great songs over the course of the last 25 years, actually. But in these recent turmoil that has, been unleashed upon our country, they've made some really good songs, and one of them is actually Marš iz moje avlije, get the out of my yard, addressing that to Rio Tinto, the Germans, and all the other people that have historically wanted something from us, dating back to 100 years from World War I and even before that, the Ottoman Empire. It seems like we're at a bad geographical position, actually, but, we've been the target of many conquerors over the course of history, but especially in the last 100 years, we're just tired. Just, GTFO, out of here. Just leave us alone. Leave our water alone. Leave our air alone. Leave our land alone. And there would always be the inside contributors, right? The rats, the traitors, the snitches, however you call them. And, in this case, it's our own government. So we really don't want anyone on that land. GTFO, and listen to Beogradski Sindikat. Marš iz moje avlije. So while Yadarit might be called Earth's kryptonite twin, the real danger isn't to superheroes, it's to the land, to the water, and communities surrounding the mine. The potential mine, hopefully it will never be open. Should we be pushing these massive mining projects in fragile regions? Or should we demand safer alternatives and stricter oversight? Also, there's a situation where you would have these types of mines in smaller countries, and you would have huge companies just taking advantage of them economically and getting most of the profit, which definitely seems unfair. I mean, you could say it's their own fault, right? You could say it's their own fault, but in history that also happened, right? You had kings selling their own people, and now you have governments selling their resources. Some of them are backed to the corner. I'm not saying that happened with our government. Our government had a choice. They could have just said no, but they're too greedy. So I'm not talking specifically about them. I'm just saying these situations happen a lot. And at least here in Serbia now, the people have spoken. So leave it alone. I mean, that's easy to say, right? I know there are millions of dollars at stake here, or hundreds of millions. I don't know. There's really a lot of this mineral. Potentially, as I said, 10% of world's lithium reserves lie there. So I know it's a lot of money at stake, but we just don't want you here. Share your thoughts in the comments and help spread awareness about the environmental risks before decisions are locked in. Thank you for watching. If you want to study Serbian, buy my book. You can also book a one-on-one lesson with me. The links are below. Hvala, vidimo se. Ćao.